Singapore Airlines. Singapore Airlines offers you more than 18 flights a week to Auckland and Christchurch.
Kiaora! 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 To New Zealand! Kiaora from New Zealand. I'm here in the charming coastal town of Nelson, and I've been told there's a thriving artist community here with studios tucked in every corner of this quaint town. So I'm here to look them all up. So give way, because Timothy Go is on his way.
Previously on Kiaora, New Zealand, I drove straight from the gateway to New Zealand, Christchurch, to the thermal pools in Hanmer Springs. Did my first helicopter and quad bike ride in Kiaora, and now I'm ready to bask here in the sunniest part of New Zealand. Nelson is located on the northwestern tip of the South Island. It exudes an upbeat, creative spirit to life, and it's not difficult to see why. Over 350 working artists make their homes here. Much of their work draws inspiration from the region's exceptionally beautiful geography. Coastal, valley, and forest landscapes provide places to wander and dream. The Nelson region is also known to the Maoris as the tip of the canoe of the demigod Maui, the very same canoe he used to catch the North Island, or known as the Fish of Maui. Nelson is replete with art studios and national parks, and it's tough to know where to start. Thankfully, there's expert help available from my friend Astrid, who lives here.
Well, Astrid, I only have one day here in this beautiful town, so what do you suggest I do first?
Well, first up, I'd say don't go shopping first.
Are you serious?
Leave
No
that
shopping.
for later.
Okay.
There are some seriously good artists in this town.
Where do I find them?
Start with the guidebook. This is full of all the artists in the region.
So every corner I turn to, I'm bound to drop into a studio of
There
some
are
sort.
artists everywhere. They were drawn here by the light, and I think they've followed each other here, and we've got a really nurturing environment for those artists as well. So they feel good here, they feel supported, they support each other, and they create wonderful artwork here. And it's a beautiful place to get inspiration from.
You mind if I take that book from you?
I'd love you to take that.
All
Enjoy.
Right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I need to get my mom a souvenir, so... What about making her one instead?
Hello.
Hi there.
Isn't this art guide that I can learn how to blow glass here?
You sure can.
So what...
Normally people would come in and make a bauble like this, but for today, especially for television, we can make something like this.
Okay.
So you're welcome to come and give me a hand.
All right, I'm up for that challenge. We're going to try to make one of these. It looks quite difficult to do, so...
It is a challenging piece.
Shall we start?
Yeah, let's go. So, this is glass blower's pipe, and what I'm going to get you to do is get some glass on this, and bring it over here, and put it into the glory hole, and just keep it turning. So you're 2 hands on, constantly turning like so.
Glass blowing is an ancient skill that dates as far back as 50 centuries before Christ. Although most glass bottles today are made by machine, the art of glass blowing is still well alive among many artists in this region. Many of these glass blowers run workshops for beginners like me. So if you need to try out glass blowing, just remember to put on the right gear. You wouldn't want to be scarred in this hot affair. Step next door and you'd find a special jewelry store. Here, they made many of the props used in the trilogy, The Lord of the Rings. And the most famous of them all, the one ring that rules them all, was also born right in this very workshop. And now let's see if it has its reputed magical powers. Voila, it works. And that vanishing act drew out all my energy, so I need to replenish it. And here is the right spot to do so. Somewhere by the sea.
Built in the late 1880s, 1890s, originally as a boat shed, boat repair shop. In about 1980, I think a new owner started a crab fishing business, hence the tanks that are actually still there, to get the crabs for sale. And he started a ferry service to the Horshore Island behind you. It's out over the water. It's a stormy day, the water comes up through the floorboards, keeps everyone on their toes, which is quite exciting. But it's just a historic building.
For New Zealand! Kiaora from New Zealand. For New Zealand!
Well, after that sumptuous meal, there's no better way to work off those calories than a stroll along this pocket of paradise. Are those seashells?
Are you the one responsible for this?
Yeah, hi, I'm Emma.
Tim, how are you?
Good.
So what is this supposed to be?
It's one of my artworks.
Oh, okay.
And each of these formations references Tasman Bay. So each day, I recorded the light and colour of the ocean over a month. I think it's Nelson's community, but also New Zealand. I guess we're an island in the Pacific, and we've got this majestic landscape. So I think that's pretty inspirational. But I think particularly Nelson, because I feel like I belong here and I've got a really strong connection with this place.
So you do it right here by the beach, or?
No,
I didn't think so.
In my studio.
Okay.
In my studio's up on top of the hill.
And you've got more artwork in your studio?
Yes, I have.
Shall we go have a look?
You should come and visit.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
So creative culture and things have a synergy and they build on each other, because you've got creative people and you've got an inspirational environment, and then other people are drawn to that to see work or to come to festivals or to come and meet with artists. Artists here open their doors and people freely come and see us, and it's become part of our culture too. So this is my studio, this is where I make my work. So with ideas I've generated, it might be like a painting work, which I'm working on, or it might be a pod work like you've just seen on the beach.
So this is where you actually take one of these and paint it and do the actual work before you install it.
Yes. When you look into the environment, you'll find at a particular time there's a colour that really resonates with you.
Mm-hmm. And
so,
that's the goal colour for you.
Yes, yeah, that's the colour that I think captures that moment in time, or that particular colour in the bay.
There you go,
So,
to see if it matches.
New Zealand is also known as Aotearoa, which in Maori means the land of the long white cloud. Local folklore has it that the country was so named as the early Maoris mistook the snow-capped mountains as clouds. Others say that New Zealand has long twilight hours, earning itself the name Aotearoa, which could also mean long light sky. I wonder which is true. Or maybe there really is a long white cloud. Could be that. Maybe this. Is it that one? Nah. That must be it.
New Zealand! Kiaora from New Zealand! To New Zealand!
I can only reach my next destination by taxi. Well, not the usual taxis, but a floating taxi. And I'm all ready to get wet and wild.
Hello.
Hello, kia ora koutou, ko
Kia.
Awhi Toke Ingawa, no me pia hau. Ko Ngā Te Piro name's Alfie, come from the North Island, East Cape. I'll be your guide for the day.
Great.
Be safe on the water.
All right.
Beginners can participate too because the operators do provide a short safety briefing. But for a pro like myself, this is just a safety drill. And now, we're all set to make waves by the coast of the Abel Tasman National Park.
I guess kayaking is it gets people in touch with nature, and it gets them a little bit closer to having big birds come down and swoop and get their fish, or for seals to come up with an octopus in its mouth and to chuck it round, and it just gets you a little bit closer to the action, should we say, of nature.
There are 13 naturally formed caves in the Abel Tasman National Park. This one that I visited was once occupied by the native Maoris hundreds of years ago. There's even a trace of Maori writings carved on the wall of this cave.
I've never been in a cave before.
Oh, so each national park, I believe, has its own special qualities, and the special qualities of this area is its lovely rusty coloured beaches, or golden sand beaches, very sheltered for sea kayaking, and definitely pleasurable to walk on the coastal tracks. Not too much straight up or straight down, quite a nice gradient for people of all levels of fitness to come and enjoy. And there's definitely some beautiful places and touches of nature within the national park.
Well, that was tiring, but in a relaxing kind of way. A good way to see the Tasman Sea as well, and the weather is just perfect. It's not too cold, it's not too hot. As long as you make sure you don't get into the water, because the water itself is freezing. I'm hungry, it's time for lunch. They actually prepare a place in the campground for campers to prepare their food. So it's quite convenient. All you have to do is bring your own food and bring your own cooker, and you can prepare your own lunch or dinner.
Yeah, some of New Zealand's finest land.
Is it just my imagination, or does food really taste better out here in nature's backyard? With renewed energy from lunch, I'm ready to check out this wonderland.
So the Abel Tasman National Park, like I was telling you earlier, has all 5 varieties of beech tree. Notophagus salandra variety Cliffordoides, which is a mountain beech. And it has a black beech, a red beech, a silver beech, and a hard beech. And it's one of the only national parks that have all 5 varieties of beech tree, and they are spread around the place. Welcome to Timothy Huffin's campsite team.
Alfie told me the Huffin family settled here in Bark Bay in the 70s. Many of the roads and lands we are walking on now were probably cleared by this family. Alfie is a trained biologist and will wow you with his knowledge of local flora and fauna, not to mention Maori folktales and legends. But he prefers to tell his story close to nature, so we sat down in the middle of nowhere just for that. If you fall in love with all the nature that surrounds you, one option is to bunk overnight. While you can tent outdoors with the stars overhead, there's more luxurious alternatives, like this one. Tucked in the heart of the Abel Tasman National Park, the Awaroa Lodge offers a quiet respite and welcome recuperation from all those physical exertion. With opulent rooms decked in artistic contemporary settings, There's plenty to love about this Eco Lodge. Not least their organic garden. Here, they harvest greens that enlarges the creativity of the lodge menu. At the back of the garden, they've also set up an innovative waste management system to enhance sustainability within the lodge.
The garden works, it helps us deal with all our food waste. All the food waste gets put back into the soil, which just to help produce more stuff for the lodge. It saves a lot of mess, saves a lot of time. It's self-contained, it's not leaving a mess, it's not leaving a mark on the environment. We get several visitors who will come in and they'll wander around the garden and ask me questions about the garden, and they'll pick things and smell things and ask about the bokashi system, how it works, and you know, they'll come in, some of them will come in and help me weed some of the beds and stuff. It's great. Yeah, I really like it. And the people enjoy it as well.
The lodge, enveloped by lush native forests and coastal inlets, provides one of the best vantage points to explore the national park. Views of picture-perfect wetlands like this one greet you during your evening strolls around the lodge.
Wow, so this is it. It's more modern than I thought it would be. Nice bed. Here's a living room. Wow, take a look at that view. It's amazing. It's the wilderness right outside my bedroom. It's been a really adventurous day, my closest encounter with nature, from the sea to the mountains and marine life. I think I really deserve a break. I'm Timothy Go. It's Kiaora from the Aurora Lodge at the Abel Tasman National Park.
This series was proudly presented by Tourism New Zealand and Singapore Airlines. Singapore Airlines offers you more than 18 flights a week to Auckland and Christchurch.
He's got it, by God, he's got it.
Kiaora from Art Deco Napier.
This series is proudly presented by Tourism New Zealand and Singapore Airlines. Singapore Airlines offers you more